until you hear the guest that I have today. Oh yeah, today we are going to tell you a story that you are not going to believe. There's some pretty unusual stories in the Bible, but this one probably is the best one. And I tell you what, rather than me try to tell you, why don't I just let you hear it straight from the horse's mouth? Well, I don't know. It's not really a horse. Why don't I just let you see? Come on out. Hey, Miss Donkey. Thanks for joining us today. And I'm going to put this microphone on you so that all the kiddos back there can hear. Had a little trouble here, little technical difficulties. Put it on the right side, don't it? All right. Sorry, I do that when I get this. You know, I know the donkeys can't talk, but actually this one does. Yeah. We're so happy to have you here, Miss Donkey. You know, I was just telling everybody what a crazy story you have. So let's just get right to it.
Oh, yes, we will. Well, I better start at the beginning.
Okay, that's usually a good place.
Okay. Well.
Yes, we need to start at the beginning.
Okay. When I was young, a man named Balam bought me, and he rode me everywhere for his appointments. I was a very good and faithful donkey.
Well, you know, I think before we go too much further in your story, we need to kind of maybe explain to the kids here who Balam was. See, Balam was what back in those days they called a diviner. Now, the people believed that he was or kind of a prophet. They believed that whatever he said about somebody, if he put a curse on somebody, that they would be cursed. Or if he blessed somebody, that he would be blessed. So that's what Balam did.
Yes, he did. Balam knew about God and said he would obey God. But deep down, he was greedy.
And we talk about a lot of greedy people here, don't we?
Yes, we do. And he only wanted to do what was good for him. But God's people, the Israelites, they had settled near the land of Moab, and their king was afraid that they would come in and take over. So his answer was to send for Balaam to curse the people so they would leave and go away.
Now wait a minute. Are you telling me that this king sent somebody to Balaam and he was going to put a curse on God's chosen people, the Israelites?
The Israelites, yes, he did. So the king sent some of his servants and offered to pay Balaam to put a curse.
So money was involved.
Yes, on the Israelites. Balaam told them to wait overnight while he asked God what to do. And God told him no. He said no. So the next morning, he sent for the men to go on their way. But the king didn't like that. And he sent them back with an offer to give him anything he wanted.
Anything?
Mm-hmm. Once he again, he told them to wait until morning. And he would ask God a second time if he should go.
Okay, so now wait a minute. In a way, it's kind of like when you ask your mom and your dad something, and they tell you no the first time. You think if you keep asking, they're going to eventually say yes. Well, did God say yes?
Yes, God did. He knew Balaam wanted to go, but not for the right reason. So he said, "You want to go? Then go. But you can only say what I tell you to say." We started on our way. And that's when this story gets really crazy. Oh, it makes me nervous just thinking about it. Oh, no, here it comes. I'm so sorry. That happens at the most inappropriate time.
Right. It's okay, you're safe now. Okay?
Where was I? Okay. And I was being a good donkey. I was riding him, not to hurry, just being real careful. And right there in the middle of the street was an angel with a sword. Oh no, here I'm getting nervous again.
Okay, wait. Are you telling me that it was an angel? A real, honest to goodness angel in a robe?
Wings.
The whole thing?
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That's like a burp, isn't it? Oh, my goodness. Yes. Well, certainly, I wasn't going to get close to that angel. So I went off the road and tried to go around, but Balam hit me with his stick. And I fell down, and he made me get back up and keep on going. Oh, it makes me nervous. So the road got more narrow, and there was walls on either side, and just a little way down the road, there stood that angel again. Oh no, hold on. Oh, this time, when I tried to go around the angel, I mashed Balam's foot against the wall, and then it happened.
Oh, please tell me. He didn't hit you again.
He did hit me again. So, one more time. I got up and I headed down the road. I wasn't none too happy. I mean, I hadn't done anything wrong. I was just trying to save us from the giant sword angel.
Whoa. Wait, okay, hold on. I think I've missed a part of the story. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you were the only one that was seeing this angel? Are you sure you didn't eat some bad hay before you went on this journey?
Hey, don't be ridiculous. That angel was real, and it was in the middle of the road. I started out again, and we got to a narrow part of the road, and that angel was there again. This time, there was nowhere to go. I was so afraid, I was shaking. Oh no, here it comes again. Hold on, everybody. I just laid down in the road and just started yelling.
Oh no, I bet I know what happened next.
You got it, Lizzie. He hit me again with this cane. Well, let me tell you, I had all the tape. And I couldn't stand it, and that's when it happened.
Well, I think I probably would have had all I could take at that point too.
Yes, you got that right. I looked right at Balam, and I said, I am your very own donkey. I have carried you for all these years. Have I ever acted like this before? Balam was so mad, he thought I made fun of him.
Well, okay, first of all, a man talking to a donkey out in the middle. I think he was making a fool of himself at that point, to be really honest, but I can guarantee you that was a sight to see for anybody coming down that road. So what did Balam do next?
Well, all of a sudden, I saw the look on Balam's face.
A look?
A look. A look, much like this. And I knew he finally saw the angel with that big sword drawn. He bowed down to the ground in honor, and the angel asked him why he always beat him.
Well, question, huh?
The angel told him that I was only trying to protect him. He said he's trying to stop him from doing the wrong thing. So right then and there, Balam confessed his sin to the angel.
Wow, that was pretty cool. Did you finish your trip, or did Balam finally decide to listen and go back?
We finished our trip. Balam offered to go back, but the angel told him to go on ahead. But he couldn't curse God's people. He would only be able to say what God wanted him to say, and that's what he did. And actually, he ended up blessing the Israelites, God's chosen people.
Wow. Well, Miss Donkey, we really appreciate you spending time and telling us your story. I mean, this is like probably, well, I told you all that it was an unusual story, a talking donkey. Yeah. But in closing, I want to remind everybody that God has a purpose and a plan for each and every one of your lives. And you may be little and you think, well, what could God do with me? Or what can I do for God? But God has a plan for your life. And God has a purpose for everything. And I'm going to tell you one thing, that God is going to make sure that He gets His plan and His purpose accomplished, even if He has to make an animal talk to get your attention. Thank you for coming.